What's going on, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and everything MCU. And 2021 was a pretty good Marvel year. We got Spider-Man No Way Home, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Black Widow. Marvel Studios and Disney kicked off the Marvel Studios Disney Plus shows with WandaVision. Then we got a lot of other really awesome shows. And this was great, especially since we were coming out of 2020 where we didn't get anything. But now 2021 is over and we are in 2022, and we have a lot ahead of us when it comes to Marvel. In fact, there are 11 projects coming this year from Marvel. Now, there has been a lot of mix-ups to the lineup, to the schedule. It's been delayed a couple of times, unfortunately, thanks to COVID, and that still might continue to happen. But right now, I want to talk about the 11 projects coming from Marvel that are going to be happening this year. Hopefully, nothing changes to the schedule again, fingers crossed. And there are also 2 bonus projects that still could be happening in 2022. So it is possible that we could get 13 projects in 2022. And of course, like always, I'll break it all down for you. And if you love Marvel and want to stay up to date on everything Marvel, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Now, to kick off Marvel for 2022, we get Moon Knight. And I think this is a really good way to start off the year with Marvel because it's going to be a pretty different project than we're used to. It's going to be more of a Daredevil feel. Gritty, violent, dark, which I think a lot of people are actually really excited to see. I personally am as well. I wonder what that says about me, but I am. And this is kind of going to kickstart that darker, more werewolfy, vampire-ish type of style for the MCU. And they're going to keep that rolling in April with Morbius. Now, this isn't an MCU film, but we do know that it might connect to it somehow. But regardless, it still is a Marvel project. And we could be getting another Spider-Man in this film. We have seen a Spider-Man on the wall. In the trailer, we have seen some photos of the Daily Bugle talking about Spider-Man, so clearly he is in this universe somehow. But even if he wasn't, Morbius does look like a genuinely good movie that I am excited to see. Then kicking off the next month, the film that everybody is waiting for and talking about right now, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, coming out of Spider-Man No Way Home, so much is expected of this movie, especially since it's exploring the multiverse. I keep saying it, but anything can literally happen. Doctor Strange has already stated in Spider-Man No Way Home there are infinite amounts of universes out there, alternate universes, which means anything could happen. They could literally go into the old Fox universes. They've already brought back old characters in Spider-Man No Way Home. What's to stop them from doing it again? And we assume they're going to be exploring more than a handful of universes, so maybe we see even more old characters, maybe we see some new characters. There's a lot happening in 2022 with Marvel, but I think I am most excited for Multiverse of Madness. Now, next up, we actually don't have an exact release date for yet, but the She-Hulk series. And this looks like it's going to be a pretty fun series. We have Tatiana Maslany playing She-Hulk / Jennifer Walters. Her cousin, Bruce Banner, is also going to be in the series, and Mark Ruffalo, of course, is returning to play him. And it sounds like Marvel has more plans for the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, in the MCU, so perhaps this could be a setup for the next Hulk film. And of course, Abomination is coming back. We kind of already saw him in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Will he be a villain or a hero or an anti-hero or what in She-Hulk? We're not sure yet, but if I had to put this release somewhere, I would probably say it's going to come around May or June, just because there's a gap there. And I think they would want to release Ms. Marvel towards the latter half of the year because the Marvels is going to come up and they probably want them somewhat close together. But then we get in July, Thor Love and Thunder. And I know I said I was really excited for Doctor Strange 2, and I really am, but Thor Love and Thunder I think is also going to be phenomenal. Russell Crowe is going to be in the movie as Zeus, Christian Bale is going to be in the movie as Gore the God Butcher, Natalie Portman is returning as Jane Foster, and she's going to be picking up the mantle of Thor. Not taking the place of our Thor, but a different version of Thor, and she'll be wielding a mended Mjolnir. And Chris Hemsworth said that he is in the best shape of his life that he's ever been for Thor. And judging by some of the pictures that he has shared on his Instagram, that is 100% true. And it looks like we're going to be seeing the best version of Thor. And Taika Waititi, who of course directed Thor Ragnarok, one of my favorite MCU movies, has said that this movie is going to be even better than the last, and it's going to be insane. So I'm really excited for July. We then have 2 Marvel Disney Plus shows that we don't really know when they're going to come out. Those 2 are Ms. Marvel and the I Am Groot show. Now, since October through December is pretty full already with some Marvel movies and projects coming out, we could probably put these two airing on Disney Plus somewhere between July and September. They are all stated to be coming out in 2022, and that seems to be kind of the only time period where they could go. And again, they probably want Miss Marvel to come out somewhat close to 2023 when we're getting the Marvels. And I think everybody is excited for the I Am Groot special, but October through December, like I said, is full. In October, we have Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. And although this isn't an MCU project, it sure does look like the possibility of Tom Holland's Spider-Man showing up could actually happen. We're not expecting it, but Tom Holland has played a little bit coy when he's been asked about it. And even if he's not, the continuation of Into the Spider-Verse, a film that really a ton of people loved, is just so exciting to think about. Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, Peter Parker, and a whole bunch of other Spider-Man on screen. So that's coming out on October 7th, and then in October we have the Werewolf by Night Halloween special coming to Disney+. This doesn't have an official release date yet, but since it's going to be a Halloween special, we obviously assume that it's going to be in October. Not much is really known about this series at this point in time. However, in the Moon Knight trailer, we do see Moon Knight beating the crap out of Werewolf by Night. So Werewolf by Night will have been introduced to the MCU before the Halloween special comes out. And I'm not really sure what to expect from this series, but I do like the more spooky side of the MCU, so I'm excited for it. And then, of course, in November, we have Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. Now, there's a ton of speculation going on right now about this movie. Now, of course, some of this won't come true, but there's talks about Dr. Doom showing up. Perhaps he wants some vibranium and knows that Wakanda has it. Namor the Submariner showing up because of some casting calls that Marvel Studio put out. And of course, if you consider the history between Wakanda and Atlantis, they don't get along. They are at war with each other most of the time. So it would be pretty great to see Namor pop up, but the big question, of course, about Black Panther 2 is who is going to be the new Black Panther. Marvel Studios has already stated they're not recasting T'Challa, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to get a new Black Panther. It could just be a different character who takes on the mantle. Could it be Shuri? Could it be Okoye? Could it be M'Baku? We don't really know, but I'm excited to see what Marvel Studios comes up with, especially after the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman. And to top the year off in December, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. And James Gunn has said that this special is kind of going to fill in the gap between what happens with the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So this is going to be important. And of course, just anything with the Guardians of the Galaxy, I'll watch because I love them. Now, this is all that we know so far about 2022. However, there is a possibility that Marvel could include 2 more projects. And those 2 projects are Marvel's What If Season 2 and Secret Invasion. We don't have release dates for these 2 right now, but Secret Invasion seems like it should come out before The Marvels, which is Captain Marvel 2, which comes out in February of 2023. So if it does need to come out before The Marvels, it will probably come out in 2022, this year. And as for Marvel's What If, we have no idea when they're planning to release Season 2. It could be in 2022, but right now I would expect it for 2023. But regardless, if nothing changes at all, we have 11 Marvel projects coming out in 2022. This is so much more than the 3 or 4 that would come out every year that we've gotten in the past. So it is a great time to be a Marvel fan. Let me know which project you are most excited about in the comments down below. Again, for me, I think it's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness tied with Thor Love and Thunder. But let me know yours. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.